Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Digimon Tech Labs, the lab notes. Today's video I'll be talking mostly about my Bristol regional run. I had feelings about it, but after talking to someone who's been in the tournament scene a lot longer than I have, shout out to KNT Elixir from Misplay for Games. Check them out on YouTube and their podcast, it's awesome. My views have changed somewhat, so yeah, my Bristol regional run, I took Omnimon DNA, or CS Omni, whichever you want to call it, and I ended up finishing worse than my Liverpool ranking, which was 130th. I finished 159th this time round. So yeah, it was my worst run, but hey, there's always next tournament. But my round one was against Puppets, and I think I got lucky in that one, mainly because my opponent didn't really see all the pieces like the emblem or the Mirage, and I think I just got lucky with beating it. I think it was 2-1 because I think the first game was the one I bricked on. I can't remember, but yeah, I beat Puppets 2-1, and then my round two came across Imperial Digimon. Oh my god, the AD01 support for that deck is insane. It was a good back and forth. I managed to do like little bits of damage to them, but unfortunately Imperial does Imperial things and it just blew me out of the water. Round three was my worst played game. I had a terrible misplay on my, I think it was turn 2. So I started the game, it was against Vortex Digimon. I basically hatched my egg, hard slammed the Nokia to play Gabumon, search top 3, added 2 pieces. My opponent's turn started, they bricked on rookies, so hard slammed a Galemon, but couldn't do anything with Galemon. So I then decided to go awesome. I completely forgot it was the Nokia I had on board, so I hard slammed a Tiamat. No, not hard slammed a Tiamat. Hard slammed a War Greymon for the full cost, not thinking it was a reduced cost. Completely forgetting about the reduced cost of Tiamat, even though I didn't have Tiamat on board. Evoed into Metal Garurumon. Then DNA'd into Alter S, and then when I went to do the attack from the Tiamat, I realised, oh my, I messed up, and I'd given him a crap ton of memory. So that was a misplay on my part, and they ended up winning that one and game 2, because I think they just found everything they needed in game 2 and blew me out of the water. But then round 3, I got revenge on Vortex by beating them in round 3. So at this point I'm 2-1, feeling pretty good. Round 4, what did I play round 4? What was round 4? I know I wrote round 4 down. I can't remember what my round 4 was. What was my round 4? I'll have to come back to my round 4. I cannot remember what my round 4 was. So round 5, I can't remember what round 4 is. I'll probably edit it in somewhere. But round 5, so round 4 I went into the break 2-2. After round 4 I went into the break 2-2. Round 5 I played Rocks and managed to beat Rocks 2-0. Unfortunately, as good as Fragment is against a lot of other decks, it cannot beat being bottom decked or bounce to hand. So CS Omni sort of ran that game over. Round 6 was the controversy round for me, but like I said, after talking to someone who's been in the competitive scene a lot longer than I have. My views on it have changed. So basically, I was against Galactic. Tough matchup for me. There was no way I was beating it. I mean, it was good back and forth. Both games I managed to get them down to 0 security, but unfortunately Galactic just becomes a big untouchable satellite thing and basically says you can't attack, or if you do attack, I'm just going to redirect you. And he's always somehow very big. But the reason I said it was a controversy round for me is because the player I was against was running, had proxies in their deck. Now, at the time, I wasn't aware that this was a thing, but she'd brought a deck, a couple of the cards were warped. Obviously, the judges couldn't source replacements, so they gave proxies, which are called judge proxies. Apparently, it's a thing in all card games. I'm going to take the word for it because I don't, like I said, I've not been in the competitive scene long. This was literally just my second regional. But at the time I was a bit annoyed about it because it was the game that sort of prevented me from getting higher on the rankings than I wanted. And I think because at the time I didn't know, my mindset for the rest of the day was, well, what's the point now? So I ended up losing to Galactic 2-2. No, 2-0, sorry. 2-2. I don't know. Yeah, I ended up losing to Galactic 2-0. I could have potentially got a game if I did have to make a judge call on a ruling for Ultra S, because obviously Ultra S says it is immune to all effects. So I built Ultra S while they had 0 security. I called the judge over and I was like, if I swung with Ultra S, my opponent has 2 attack stops, redirects. If I swing, can they activate them? And unfortunately, the answer was not what I wanted to hear, because the attack stops and the redirects target the player, not the Digimon. So, yeah. That's a bit of a bummer. So, I lost that one. Round 7 was against Shine Greymon. I got game 1. And then games 2 and 3 I proceeded to break by just drawing megas. No rookies, no tamers, no options, just megas. And I couldn't do anything, so if I'd had the ace in my hand I probably could have done something then, but I didn't. So lost to Shine Grey, and then my round 8 was puppets again, and this time the puppets player saw everything they wanted and again proceeded to kick my ass. 2-0. Also coming down to bricks, just not seeing any rookies or anything. Not seeing my rookies and not being able to play the megas and clear the boards with the CS Omni is kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. I still enjoy Omnimon. It's a fun deck. It's probably like my main deck. I did pull an AD01 Omni from the first pack of AD01 I opened, which I bought while I was there, and I did have the opportunity to put it in my deck before the tournament started, but I didn't know how I was going to do. I didn't want to do it injustice, so I decided to leave it out. So overall, I ended up finishing 3-5. Yeah, 3-5. And going into round 8, I was 128, so I was on way of beating my Liverpool rankings, but because I lost round 8, I ended up finishing 159. So that was a bummer. But like I said, there's always next tournament. I don't know what I'm planning on playing yet. I've got a few ideas. Probably just end up playing Omni again. It's a fun deck, it really is. I just need to retweak my build. So yeah, that was my regional run. I had a friend who came down and stayed with me. He was playing bees. He finished 162nd. so a few places behind me. And then my other person, the other person who came from Bath, TCG, that played in the tournament, they finished 154th. But the best ranking out of all the players I knew there, out of all the people I knew, was one I just met the previous night. I think it was the previous night, or it was a couple of nights before. She finished second with the Abyss Super Friends. Out the way, Birdie, look out. Abyss Super Friends. I think it's called something else, but I'm calling it Abyss Super Friends because it was the Abyss area with a load of TS megas. So, yeah, overall, it was a good tournament. I enjoyed myself. Looking forward to potentially participating in the next one, which is later in the year. Don't know where it's going to be yet. Hopefully not too far away, because I don't want to have to travel too far. If I do, then I do, but yeah, right now probably just kicking back and doing some casual games. My now current laptop is playing up, so I can't really play on Drazel very well, and yeah, so that was my regional run. Like I said, I did have a bit of controversy about it at first. It was nothing against the player, it was just the judge calling, but apparently judge boxes are a thing in all card games, so now that I know that, I'll be a bit more prepared for the future, just in case. And yeah, I don't know what else I'll say. Still waiting on Elysian. Pain in my bum. I want Elysian to come out. Hurry up, Elysian. I got 2 boxes of AD01 on the way. Don't know when they're coming because they're delayed. But when they do come, I will probably do an unboxing of them. And I've got some home games to upload, so yeah, stay tuned. I've got some content on the way, and I hope to get more in the future. My next locals is unfortunately on my son's birthday, so I won't be able to attend that, but I am on an admin for the website apps.digilab.cards. It's an awesome website. It's very informative. It tells you like all the local scenes around the world, who won them, what the top decks are and all that, what decks are played. I do apologise for the shaky camera, I am driving. But I am the admin for the Bath scene, so I will be asking someone to send me the final standings of that so I can post it on there. If I can get the decks as well, decks of the people played as well, that would be awesome. But yeah, that's about it for this episode of Blab Notes. I can't think of anything else to say. I can't think of anything else to go on. So until next time, guys, I shall see you around. Goodbye. Hey guys, round 4 was against Vortex Digimon, I just remembered. So awesome. Bye.